Psalm 101. I will sing of mercy and justice. To you, O Lord, I will sing. I will consider the path that is blameless. When will you come to me? I will walk within my house with a perfect heart. I will set no wicked thing before my eyes. I hate the work of those who turn aside. It shall not have a part of me. A perverted heart shall be far from me. I will not know of anything wicked. This is a delightful psalm written by King David. The Good News Bible gives this psalm the heading, The King's Promise. Perhaps it was the promise made by King David early in his reign, setting out his absolute commitment to be a ruler who maintains his own personal integrity and faith and upholds justice and the rule of law. The opening line says, I will sing of mercy and justice. It combines the two great qualities of God's reign and rule. Mercy comes from a Hebrew word sometimes translated as steadfast love or loving kindness. It is a word that embraces faithfulness, mercy, and compassion. Justice speaks of upholding that which is right and fair. It hates the exploitation of the weak by the strong, or the poor by the rich. The Bible speaks on every page about the love of God, which is merciful and which seeks out the lost and restores the penitent and the humble. It also speaks many times about justice, and typically speaks of three categories of people who, in ancient times, were particularly in need of protection and provision: the widow, the orphan, and the sojourner or foreigner. This was a kind of shorthand that embraced all of the weak and vulnerable of society. Today we might speak of the poor, the oppressed, and the marginalized. People would not be excluded from justice because of gender, poverty, or race. In practice, of course, the treatment of women, the outsider, and the poor was notoriously bad in ancient Israel, as the prophets kept warning them. But this was not God's way, and as David makes his pledge as king, it would not be his way either. He would uphold mercy and justice for all in his reign. Oh, that modern-day national leaders would make and keep such a pledge. Many, of course, do, but our world and our history is littered with leaders who have been self-serving, corrupt of heart and action, and who have shown little mercy to the suffering and offered no justice to the oppressed. Today's Black Lives Matter movement, which has gathered extraordinary momentum around the world, is but one example of the anger that is generated when mercy and justice are withheld. The next three verses of David's commitment to live a life of personal integrity and meaningful faith. His desire is for a perfect or blameless heart, uninfluenced by the perverse ways of the wicked. The final verses read like this: Whoever privately slanders his neighbor, him I will destroy. Whoever has a haughty look and a proud heart, I will not endure. My eyes shall be favorable to the faithful of the land, that they may live with me. He who walks in a blameless manner, he shall serve me. He who practices deceit shall not dwell within my house. He who tells lies shall not remain in my sight. Every morning I will destroy all of the wicked in the land, that I may cut off all wicked doers from the city of the Lord. These verses are all about justice and mercy. As king, he promises to thwart the efforts of the wicked and to protect the vulnerable. Crucially, as king, he also commits to surrounding himself with other people of integrity, people who are blameless and who do not lie or deceive. Our national leaders do well to choose their advisors wisely, to choose people who will help and not hinder in dispensing mercy and justice. One final thought. What is true for kings and presidents is also true for our own personal walk. we must take care not to judge others without first examining ourselves, our motives and our actions. This psalm also provides good practical advice for daily living for Christian people everywhere. We too must follow our Saviour's ways by avoiding the counsel of the dishonest and the uncaring, but rather by walking with integrity of heart, speaking truth with love, defending the weak, and showing mercy. May God bless you, and may God bring His peace to our world.